Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're seeing right now is nothing short of a potential game changer for the Chicago Bears and for the NFC North in general. Rumors are swirling, insiders are hinting at some serious moves, and the Bears are reportedly eyeing none other than Calvin Ridley, the talented wide receiver currently with the Tennessee Titans. This isn't just about adding another player to the roster. It's about a strategic shift that could elevate Chicago's offense to new heights, especially as they look to solidify their playoff push and aim for a deep postseason run. Let's talk about Ridley, a player who, despite some injury setbacks, remains one of the most intriguing wideouts in the league. He's a former Pro Bowler from 2019 and earned All-Pro honors in 2020. His career stats are impressive, over 324 receptions for more than 500 yards and 36 touchdowns. And that's not just numbers for the sake of numbers. Ridley's style of play is precise, his route running is top-notch, and his hands are remarkably secure with only about a 1.8% drop rate. That kind of consistency makes him a perfect complement to DJ Moore, who's been the bright star in Chicago this season. Moore, of course, has been fantastic, but pairing him with Ridley could unlock even more explosive plays. Think about the potential for a duo that could generate over 800 receiving yards, a number that would catapult the Bears' offense into the top tier of the league. And speaking of the offense, the Bears' attack has been trending upward, especially after some recent adjustments. The addition of Ridley would significantly boost their intermediate passing game, projected to increase the effectiveness of third-down conversions by around 15%, pushing the rate from 38% to somewhere near 43%. That might not sound like much, but in NFL terms, it's a game changer. Better third-down efficiency means longer drives, more scoring opportunities, and ultimately a more dangerous offense that keeps defenses on their toes. Plus, Ridley's ability to stretch the field would help open up opportunities for the running game, which has already seen a slight uptick, about 10% improvement in rushing yards with players like Swift, whose presence has been key in the backfield. Now, the Bears are not just looking at Ridley as a one-season fix. They see him as part of a broader plan to build a sustainable, competitive offense that can challenge the best teams in the league. His history of making big plays, his reputation for clutch catches, and his ability to perform in high-pressure situations make him an ideal target for Chicago's offensive scheme. Remember, Ridley's impact wasn't just felt in Jacksonville, where he boosted their passing game last year, adding over 150 yards more than in 2022. He's also a player who has shown resilience after coming back from injury, despite hamstring issues earlier this season which limited his snaps in Week 6. But what about the Titans? Well, Tennessee is in a bit of a rebuild mode, with their record at 3-5 and a cap space of around $12 million, which gives them some flexibility to make moves. They're also trying to shed some cap weight, freeing up about $6 million after releasing certain defensive players. Their strategy seems to be focused on acquiring youth and draft capital, and trading Ridley fits perfectly into that plan. The Titans are reportedly looking to get at least a second-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-rounder in 2027 for Ridley, which is a solid return considering his talent and potential. They're also aiming to boost their cap space to around $18 million, which could help them in future free agent signings or draft picks. This potential trade is more than just a player swap. It's a statement from the Bears that they're serious about contending now. The addition of a veteran like Ridley, with his polished route running and reliable hands, signals an intent to make a real playoff push. The Bears' offense, which has been somewhat inconsistent and still finding its rhythm, could see an immediate jump in productivity. His presence on the field will force defenses to respect the passing game more, opening lanes for Moore and the emerging talent on the roster. It's a strategic move that aligns with Chicago's broader goals of building a competitive, dynamic team capable of competing with the NFC's best. Now, looking ahead, the impact of Ridley in Chicago's offensive scheme could be significant in terms of rankings and playoff positioning. If he manages to stay healthy, which has been a concern this year, the Bears could see their Super Bowl odds improve from around plus 6,000 to something more promising, possibly around plus 4,000 or even better. His veteran experience, combined with the young core, makes the Bears a legitimate contender in the NFC, especially if they can capitalize on their improved offensive stability. Remember, this season has already seen some remarkable moments, and adding Ridley could be that X-factor that propels Chicago into serious postseason contention. In the broader context, this move also sends a message to the division rivals like the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings. The Bears aren't just content with being a rebuilding team. They want to be a team that can challenge for the division title and make noise in January. Ridley's addition could be a key piece in that puzzle, especially considering the matchups against divisional opponents like the Packers, where their mismatches versus linebackers could be exploited, leading to big plays and scoring opportunities. His ability to create separation and make contested catches could be the difference-maker in close games, pushing Chicago closer to their goal of returning to the postseason. And let's not forget about the psychological and leadership impact Ridley could bring. Even if he's not yet fully at peak form, his experience and reputation as a clutch player can inspire the entire team. His work ethic and competitive spirit are well known, and that kind of mentality can elevate the performance of everyone around him. For a young quarterback or emerging stars on the roster, having a proven veteran like Ridley to learn from, to emulate, and to rely on in critical moments is invaluable. Of course, it's not just about the immediate gains. This move could also be part of a longer-term vision for the Bears. With the draft capital they're willing to part with, second-round picks and beyond, they're clearly looking to build a roster that can sustain success for years to come. But in the short term, Ridley's addition could be the spark that ignites their offense and makes them a legitimate threat in the NFC. With the right coaching, good health, and a bit of luck, Chicago could turn this potential trade into a major turning point in their franchise history. Now for the fans tuning in, this is exactly the kind of news that keeps us excited about what's coming next. The NFL season is always full of surprises, and the Bears are certainly making some bold moves. Whether you're a die-hard supporter or a casual observer, this kind of strategic play adds a layer of intrigue and anticipation. How will Ridley fit into the Bears' scheme? Will he stay healthy and live up to the hype? And what does this mean for their chances in the playoffs? These are questions we'll be watching closely over the coming weeks. So as Chicago fans, we should be optimistic but also realistic. The road to the Super Bowl is never easy, and it's filled with challenges. But with a talented core, a smart strategy, and the addition of a veteran like Ridley, the Bears are clearly signaling that they're not just in a rebuild. They're in a rebuild with a clear eye on the prize. This move could be the one that finally propels them into the postseason and beyond, positioning them as serious contenders in the NFC for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Ridley can be the missing piece that finally elevates the Bears to Super Bowl contention? Or do you think this is just a splash move with limited impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. Remember, this is just the beginning. I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis, so stay tuned and keep the passion alive. The Bears are on the rise, and together, we're witnessing something special unfolding right before our eyes. Thanks for being part of this journey, and as always, bear down.